If betrayal has left you feeling like a stranger in your own body, like can't access your own feelings, your own knowing, remember what you used to enjoy, I'm going to teach you some simple somatic tools that can help you find your way back to yourself starting right now. My name's Bridget, and in our last video, we talked about why a lot of advice around betrayal recovery can actually be more harmful than helpful. What actually does help? And so today we're going to be getting practical because while understanding what's happening is a very important piece of this, we also need tools. We need something when we're lying awake in the middle of the night, when our chests feel tight, when we get in loops, when we feel so disconnected from ourselves that we don't know what we want. We don't know who we are anymore, or what we want for our life. And so, if you're watching this, I'm guessing that you might be experiencing some version of this. You feel numb, you feel disconnected, like you're watching your life happen to somebody else. Or maybe you feel everything all at once: rage, grief, terror, but it all feels chaotic and overwhelming. And so maybe you've lost touch with your own preferences, your own desires. Maybe you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself anymore. This is what happens when betrayal disrupts your relationship with your own body and your own felt sense of self. And so before the betrayal, you probably didn't think much about trusting yourself. You just did. You knew when you were hungry, you knew when you were tired, you knew when something felt off. You thought you knew when somebody was lying to you, and you had access to this inner compass. Betrayal breaks that connection. And so it makes you question everything that you thought you knew about yourself and about others and about reality itself. And so today I want to teach you some foundational somatic experiencing tools that can help you start to rebuild that connection with yourself and your body. These tools are not complicated. They're actually deceptively simple, but they work with the nervous system exactly as it's designed to function. So when you're in a betrayal situation, your nervous system gets stuck in fight, freeze, fawn, fight. These tools can help your system remember what safety feels like in the body. So they can give your nervous system concrete information about the present moment instead of the endless loops of the past and future worry. And so we're not trying to fix anything or feel better immediately because it doesn't work like that. We're giving your system the resources that it needs to start regulating itself. So the first tool is called orienting. And so right now, I just want you to look around the room that you're in. Don't rush this. Just let your eyes wander and go wherever they land and let yourself take in your environment. Notice the shapes, notice the colors. Maybe there's a plant in the corner or a picture on the wall or light coming through the window or a dog. You're not looking for anything specific. You're just letting your eyes take in what's actually there. And this is called orienting. And it's one of the most powerful tools for nervous system regulation. And so when we're in an activation, we lose connection to our environment and we're either hyper focused on threat or completely out of our bodies. And so orienting brings you back to the present moment and reminds your nervous system that you're here in this space, in this moment. And so you just do this for about 30 seconds and just notice if anything shifts in your body as you look around the room. So maybe your breathing changes slightly or your shoulders drop a little. And so the second tool I want to offer today is just your feet on the ground. So now bring your attention to your feet. So if you're sitting, feel your feet inside your shoes, feel them making contact with the floor. If you're lying down, notice your feet on the surface that you're on. Just really feel that connection. Press your feet slightly on the ground. Notice the support that's there. The earth is literally holding you, and this is not just metaphorical. It is your nervous system reads support as safety. And so when you're aware of the ground beneath you, it signals to your system that you're stable and that you have a foundation. And so spend about 30 seconds here. Notice what happens in your body when you really feel the support of the ground. You can do this anywhere. And so the next thing is just see your sit bones on the chair or on the sofa. So notice your sit bones, the bony parts of the bottom of your pelvis making contact with the chair. Feel the weight of your body being supported. Just let yourself be held by the chair. You don't have to hold yourself up right now. The chair is doing the job for you. And so this is another way of giving your nervous system information about support and safety. And so when trauma has this feeling like we're in a free falling through space, feeling our connection to solid objects reminds your system that you're grounded, you're held. It can make a really big difference. And so the other tool, which is my favorite, is just to put a hand on your heart. And so just a hand over your heart. This is just to calm yourself, to make contact with your heart. A lot of our grief, a lot of our tender feelings live underneath here. And so feeling the warmth of your hand on your chest, feel your heartbeat. This is your life force. And this is the part of you that has never stopped working, even through betrayal, even through the worst days. And it's here for you. And simple touch activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest response. And it's like giving yourself the comfort that you might give to a friend that was hurting. And so here you're not trying to manufacture anything in particular. You're just making contact with yourself and noticing. And so the last step is just notice what's happening when you put your feet on the ground, when you feel your sit bones, when you have a hand on your heart, when you're orienting to your environment. Just notice what's happening in your body. Notice what's happening in your system. Don't try to change anything. Don't judge what you find. Just notice. You might notice your breathing has changed. Some tension has shifted. You feel more present, or maybe you feel exactly the same as before. Maybe you're like, why doesn't this do anything? Well, just keep at it. I find myself even doing these exercises now as I offer them to you, finding a little bit of extra support. Every time I do these, I feel a little bit more in myself, and it is a reminder. And the more we do them, the more we're reminded that we're here and we're present and we have the capacity to be with ourselves and with whatever is happening. So this is a way of rebuilding your relationship to your own experience. And so why this matters for this healing process, these tools really seem like they're simple, almost too simple. I really sincerely believe that they're revolutionary, and betrayal lives in your body. It's not just a mental or emotional experience. It's a full body experience that gets stored in your limbic brain. And so when you're practicing these tools, you're teaching your nervous system that this is what safety feels like in your body. And so you're rebuilding your capacity to be present instead of getting caught in the past or the future or in these other responses that really take us out of ourselves. Just creating small moments, small pockets of regulation. We're not bypassing, we're not pretending that the betrayal didn't happen. just giving your body some resources and what it needs to integrate and process what happened. I just practice these tools daily, not necessarily all at once. You can do it throughout the day. So if you're feeling a little spacey, you can just look around the room. You're safe. You are safe here. Feel your feet on the ground at any given time of the day when you start to get out of yourself or get stuck in a loop. Put a hand on your heart when you need some self compassion, when you need to remind yourself that you're doing your best and that you're going to be okay. So, these are not performance tools. They're really just simple practices that you can take into your daily life as you rebuild your relationship to yourself, to your body, to your own capacity to feel safe. And so, some days these will feel not helpful. Some days they might not do much. And then some days you'll notice, oh, I feel a little better when I put a hand on my heart. This is just about building a practice of self attunement, noticing what's happening. In the next video, we're going to talk about what no one really addresses in this betrayal recovery process, the complexity of still loving someone who betrayed you. Because healing is not just about reconnecting with yourself, it is about navigating the messy and complicated feelings of the person who hurt you. And you're not broken for still loving them. You're not weak for being confused about trust. This is just human. And we're going to talk about how to hold the complexity of all of that with as much compassion as possible. So I look forward to seeing you there.